with a brush first, and then I'll go in with a blender, and I'll press it in after.
Hi Patrick, I'm Vivian, and I'm a makeup artist. I want to ask, I think 2 or 3 days ago, you posted something on your Instagram story that you work with POV Beauty, and I want to ask if you applied it in the makeup you are doing right now, and if you swear by the product.
Sorry, did you hear?
What was the product?
POV Beauty by Michaela.
Oh,
What is it on your Instagram?
I think it's great. I feel like with skincare, I think everyone has like has a different, I guess, point of view in what skincare they use. She has a lot of steps. I think everyone has to be able to cater like their skincare to what works for them. So I think for me, I don't like using like too much skin prep on the face. I don't want to put like so many moisturizers, so many serums on. I like just a very thin moisturizer, and just so like I don't ever have to like worry about any sort of like peeling of foundation.
Hi Patrick, so my name is Divine and I'm such a huge fan of yours, but also I wanted to ask, as a oily skin girl myself, what are like the products you recommend for oily skin girlies when they are doing their makeup? Because lately I've been able to tackle that, like my oily skin with my makeup and it lasting longer. The one thing I've noticed is that I end up with a cakey makeup look just to make my makeup matte. But I love doing makeup, so what products would you recommend for an oily skin girl that is trying to have long-lasting makeup, but at the same time still have that doing makeup look?
So it's very difficult, honestly. Like you can't have something that you can't have. I can like try to recommend as many products as possible, but for me, like I always like will carry around like a little powder just for my T-zone, and I will make sure that like I love the perimeter. I love like the perimeter of the face to look like very glowy, and you're gonna see like how much powder I use in a second.
Hi Patrick, my name is Ayo and I'm a professional makeup artist. So someone asked earlier about under eye creasing, and I have no concern about someone that has under eye creasing and then still has like a dark under eye. How do you handle that? Because you said something about not taking the product too close to the eyes. So what happens if the person has a dark under eye? That's one. Secondly, what's the most effective way to reduce fine lines?
You know, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm a makeup artist. I'm not like a surgeon, so I can't change someone's face. Like everyone's like, but like what you can do is like prep your skin. Like skin prep is super important. I feel like a lot of people like don't spend too much time on their skin prep. So prep the skin. Alright, so I'm going to let the concealer sit there for a little bit. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of my blush. I'm going to go in where she's vibrant. What do you guys think of the makeup so far? Yeah? Alright, so I'm taking a little bit of She's Vibrant, and I'm just going to put this almost like right into the under eye. I love like I love when my blush really like blends into my concealer. So I'm just using the cream first. And I'm just going in pressing motions. And
Hi Patrick.
Yes.
Hi Patrick.
Hello.
My name is Ruki, and I would love to ask about your creativity. With makeup trends changing so fast, how do you stay true to your own artistry while still evolving as a creator?
Trends changing so fast in the beauty world. How do you stay true to your creativity and your style?
Honestly, like I don't really like follow trends. Oh yeah, I don't really like trends. I only like pick up the trends that I think are beautiful. I feel like it's really important. The things that you guys choose to adapt. You guys have to like fully confident with them. So I think use your judgment.
Hi, Patrick.
All right, so let me just let this work. Can I do like a little bit more foundation? I'm gonna do a little TikTok for myself. I'm gonna go ahead and take a smaller sponge now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend the rest of the under eye. So I really want to make sure that I like diffuse that into my blush. You can see like I'm still leaving the nose there because I want them to stay. So like the longer the concealer gets tacky, it's gonna give me like a little bit more coverage. The concealer I'm using also is my concealer. So taking a little bit more of the foundation. And I'm just going to marry all of the products together.
Hi, Patrick. I'm a huge fan of your work. I've been following your work for a long now, and I'm also a brand founder. And my brand name is Gaga Spark. I love the recent collaboration you did with Beauty, Michaela. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so and I noticed the products you put out there, they are products you use for your brand, for your look. And I'm also a makeup artist, by the way, and I love eyeshadow so much. And the products I put out there are also products that relate to the eyes and skin. I have a beauty sponge, and you know, we are trying to push out the products into the market. So I would ask, what advice would you give a brand founder and a makeup artist that's trying to push their business outside their region? You know, you said it also just launched in Mexico.
So for a new brand founder, I think my biggest advice is to make sure that you only like put out things that you feel like fully like you believe in. I think for every single makeup launch for me, it's so fun to talk about like a brand new launch, but that product has to stay on the shelf for a long time. It gets tiring for people. So for me, like I definitely have had a lot of mistakes that I have done like for my own brand. Sometimes like I will listen to like my retailer and like they say, oh, you need to do this, but I don't think nothing that feels like, I try to do everything that is like fully authentic to me, to make sure that like I can like be proud of what I'm talking about and constantly talk about it, because when you like launch something that you don't fully love, it's hard to make other people believe that as well.
Hello, Patrick. I have two questions.
You
only have one question. Alright, okay. So my question goes like, you've been doing makeup since morning and you did not use setting spray. Over here in Nigeria, we believe that setting spray helps your makeup to stay in place because we tend to sweat a lot. So is it ideal or it's just a myth to use setting spray at every stage of your glam? Thank you.
setting spray at every stage. Maybe like I'll learn my lesson today after seeing how the makeup lasts on her today. But I always just use it at the very end.
Good evening, Patrick. I want to ask, you said you worked with Mark when you started your career. How was transitioning into your own as a business and as an entrepreneur was for you? How easy was it for you to break out and stand on your own? And secondly,
Did you get the question?
How do you stand out as a founder or have a product?
From being a makeup artist to being a founder.
not as a founder and as a business person, how do you transition to stand on your own, to start your business? How easy was it for you?
How easy to transition into founder makeup?
So it's like really difficult for me. Like I still am like constantly. For me, like I am first off a makeup artist, and again, I didn't go to college. I didn't go to school. For me, I am doing this because I actually like truly love it. I am like always on an airplane. People always ask me like, don't you get tired or aren't you exhausted? But for me, I do not agree to anything that I don't want to do. So when I agree to something, it's because I really want to be here. I'm proud to be here. Like I'm like privileged to be here. So I really try to make like the best of it. And I think like that shows in like I guess the work that I do, like the content that I do, the energy that I put forward. So yeah. I don't know if I answered right. But I can't fully
I think you did. Okay, we have another question here. Quick question, please. Thank you.
Hi again, Patrick. I wanted to ask, I noticed cheating is a primer. Is there a reason for that?
I'm not a big fan of primer.
Okay.
The only primer that I will use is like one size primer. It's like to secure the oil.
Hi Patrick. So speaking on behalf of all the makeup artists in Nigeria, believe me, you're a big deal here. As a makeup artist who has like almost everything from your brand, to access Sephora here is really like we have to go through VPN. We don't have like full access for Sephora here unless we have traveling out or anyone coming in to get us something. So we need to get access to Sephora.
So how do I do that?
I don't know, but you have to.
I need that too.
Hi Patrick, well done. My name is
More concealer.
My name is Amina and I'm a makeup artist and also a brand founder in Nigeria in the makeup industry, but my niche is a little bit different. My brand is Clean Up Cosmetics and we majorly focus on makeup hygiene products. We don't have eyeshadows, concealers, or the brand is for the aesthetic as a makeup artist, things that help you set up and tidy up as a makeup artist. So I mean, we all knew what it was like during the pandemic in Nigeria and I mean in the world at large, and how people started having to be very careful after the pandemic. So you don't want to predispose your clients to, unnecessary germs and infection from just looking you as a makeup artist. So I don't know what it is like for you in your part of the world, what makeup hygiene looks like, but what do you think that for myself as a brand in Nigeria that is looking to become known and then still have my product to a bigger and larger community? How do you think I can position my brand to gain international recognition? And I would like to leave a few of my products with you to try out.
Well, I would like to try it. I think you definitely, if you want to get your brand out to more international things, it costs a lot to invest to send PR now to people, and you just have to be able to make the investment. Like for me, like you have to like spend money to make money, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my powder now.
Hi Patrick, my name is Paula. I'm also a makeup artist. For someone that's been in the industry for 15 years, you said, for 15 years, have you ever experienced creative block? And if you've ever, how did you get yourself out of it and find your inspiration again?
I think that happens to me like all the time, because sometimes like when you like work too much, like you don't have time to actually like think about what you're doing next. So I think that happens to me a lot. But like just like really like taking time for yourself and yeah, take time for yourself. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish. No more questions for a second. Let me go ahead and finish this part of the powder now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start setting the face. So whenever I bake, I like to go in with like a fluffy brush first. I never like to go in with a full bake onto wet skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a powder, and I'm just going to place this on all the areas that I know that I'm going to bake more or make a little bit more matte. So I'm just going to put this right onto the under eye. And then I'm going to go ahead and take I'm going to go ahead and take my can I get a powder puff? If you guys ever like see like you guys like get like that cracking or that creasing, it's because you might put a lot of powder onto like completely like a wet base. So I'm like semi setting it beforehand. Can I move a little bit more? And I'm just going to take my powder puff and completely like dunk it into the back of my palm. And I want to make sure that I evenly put this onto the sponge. And I'm really only going to bake right into the inner corner. And set the under eye. And in the area like right here, this positioning right here, I always want to slowly take a fluffy brush. I want to make sure, because this is where I'm going to apply my blush. And it's very important that before you apply your powder blush, it's super important that like that area is nice and set with product before you put on the actual blush. Okay, can I get my blush vibrant and she's wanted. So for my blush, I'm going to use 2 shades. I'm going to use, I love like a nice like ombre blush. So I'm going to take She's Wanted. wanted, and I'm just going to make sure my blushes are very, very, very pigmented. So you want to make sure that you evenly like disperse the product onto the brush. And I'm just gonna go in pressing motions and press this right onto the skin. But because like we went ahead and we set the base, you're not gonna get any of like the skipping or like the patchiness. So I'm gonna start off with She's Wanted. Just going in pressing motions. Same thing on this side. I'm just going pressing motions. I'm putting this like right onto the high points of the cheekbones, really like blending this into the under eye. Is the trend here to like bring your blush into your under eye too? Yeah, I love it too.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
My name is Lydia. My question is, I don't understand swell by their products, how modular all their products. Like, you guys have like one production and like to know like what's your favorite product of all the products you released? Thank you.
One of my favorite products that I produce, I'm going to use it in a second. I'm going to use the all over body gloves. But before I do that, I'm gonna finish on the brush and I'll tell you guys what one of my favorite products is. Besides my blush. Alright, now I'm gonna take a little bit of She's Vibrant, and I'm going to honestly just press this right on top and blend this like all the way into the under eye.
Hello Patrick, how are you? So my name is Hasna and I'm model and actress from Ethiopia. And I'm a person that really loves the natural looks well. And in Ethiopia it's very common that we don't usually wear makeups. My question is, if you could choose just 3 products to use to do a full like makeup, what would you pick?
Wait, sorry, what did you ask me?
I asked if you could choose just 3 products. What would you choose? And you have to do the whole face, okay?
I would use my blush, my all over glow bomb, and probably my foundation. Can I get a napkin?
The answer to the question, chose 3 products. Sorry, Patrick, can you repeat the products were?
What?
Can you literally what 3 products you would choose if you had to choose 3 only?
I would use my blush, my foundation, and my all over glow bomb.
Thank you so much. We have one last question and then we're not going to take any more questions from the audience. Thank you guys.
So I'm just gonna set everywhere now around the center of the face. I want to make sure like the nose and everything is nice and matte. And then can I get the powder? I'm gonna go ahead and just fade down the bridge of the nose. Just on the center of the nose, it's nice and bright as well. Let's quickly do that, and then
2 hours is 1 hour.
to bring a little bit of like shine back into the. Actually, can I get the eyeshadow? Sorry guys, I'm trying to do as quick as possible because I know people are getting tired. So I want to make sure that now that like we have a lot of powder on, I want to make sure that I
sɛ ha yɛ tayɛ ha
and
sɛ
slowly
mba
diffusing everything
ana ọ na-ajụ ha ka ha dị tayɛ ha sɛ mba sɛ tayɛ ma ọwụ
I swear
na onye
it
nwe
looks
ike
better
tayɛ
in person than it does on the screen.
gaa kụrụ asịrị ka anyị nawa
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't look like that. Don't judge me by that, judge me by this. Yeah. So I'm gonna take this
ebe a anaghị adị mma ọma
my dark shadow again. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure all of the edges are nice and diffused. Like my like biggest pet peeve, I love when my eyeshadow just like blends seamlessly. But if you guys see, like there's like this like little like spot right here that has like that like doesn't have pigment. That's when I will use my technique of I'll just go in pressing motion until the same thing is placed right where I want it.
ebe dị ka icheta na
Yeah, so it makes everything like not as makes everything diffused. Same thing on the center of the screen.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Good to have you here in
ebe dị ka ya
Lagos, Nigeria.
nwekwawo
My name is Obamade February. My question is this.
esi n'ebe a
How did you become a global
human being dị too much
How did you become a global favorite?
aka m abịa dị next
How did
class
you become an influence on how hip-hop is run and celebrated worldwide?
Thank you for your question. Back together.
I hear it.
How did you become a global brand?
How did you become a global brand? How did you become a global favorite?
Global favorites? How?
I honestly don't know. I'm literally just doing what I am what I love, and like, I definitely like this has been a career that I've had for like 15 years. So I think
ịma ha nwa na amụrụ
it's
ọrụ
time.
ya ha ga-aga kwụọ ụgwọ ego ọzọ
I'm bringing a little bit of the black onto the under eye, just to blend everything together. And then can I get a fluffy brush? The only thing I'm gonna say, the only thing about doing doing like a master class with people like, I'm not gonna say that. Okay. Can I get the planner? Or can I get the setting spray first?
It's looking amazing, guys. What we can see is
So I'm gonna set just like the center of the face first.
that's the setting spray. That's the setting spray.
That's a setting spray. And take I'm gonna put a little bit of the eyeshadow shimmer on one more time. Let's lean back here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my glow bomb. Navigation. And I always love putting a little bit of my glow bomb. We turn this way. I love putting on the, even though her skin size is glory, I like putting a little bit of glow bomb right onto like the high points of the cheekbones, a little bit onto the peak of the forehead. And I only recommend doing this like towards if you have a client that is wearing your hair back because it is like a sticky product. So to be able to achieve that and not get it everywhere or stuck in your hair, you want to make sure that
The natural, did you say the glow product?
this is she's on vacation. And I'm also gonna put a little bit onto I'm also gonna put this right onto the high points of the décolleté. loosely onto the air, like just like right onto the center of the face.
We do have 5 more minutes, Patrick, just to let you know.
Okay.
Time, we have another 5.
5 more minutes onto the lips real quick and then.
Well, let's say 4, sorry, I'll make a break. Okay, 5, that's 5. 5 minutes.
I'm using a little bit of the Makeup Forever lip liner.
The girl, the lady trim makeup. Awesome. That would be better. He said, no, come to my father's house. I'm not lodging. I should lodge in a hotel. Wait.
Okay, I'm gonna ask how.
Come to my father's house.
What's the question?
There's Imam Bobel.
Who knows like the name of
Check on one of my sons.
recent
I have only Jenna and guest upstairs.
with the tie.
Sorry. I didn't know your house is like a mansion.
Huh?
Now we are coming.
No, that's not it. Yes, dude. Huh?
Wow.
No.
Okay, anyone else? Let's say later your hand.
And where I said if you must eat in my house, use tray.
No.
I don't want to see any food on my floor.
Okay.
Because of my sister, I gave you guys access to my kitchen. Ulo kampong, ulo azwari, ulo azwamatus, ulo kempam, ebeni nebeni. I can say with all this one, you want me to go and rent hotel? See, because of it, it's a solar. And because this is fun, I'm going to make a cartoon. See, with all this one, the Lola, lost in kind. Yeah, the one everything.
What's the question? I should ask.
My brother and I'm sorry, are you married? I said, of course, I'm married. My brother.
What two plus buttons did I use today? Who was paying attention?
I'm married for a minute. I won't buy my happy and higher than ever. Not going home.
Oh, she did? Okay, sorry, okay, so you got it. We gotta remember. Look at that.
Or eat him book to have us stop. Bahana, Lamakahara, sorry, are you married? The guy better not go to him. The pandemic makeup. I'm not handy very
Can I get the work lip liner? So I'm going to use like a brown, I'm using pork lip liner just to blend the two together. Do you guys have any other questions about makeup or anything about?
Any other questions? Sorry? Do we have microphones? Do we get mic? Anybody can ask a question? There's a lady here. Do we have any microphones, please?
Seeing that you use lots of cream products, how do you handle fallout from your eyeshadow? Decided to use eyeshadow for you. So when you have fallout from eyeshadow, how do you take that off?
How do I take off the eyeshadow?
Yeah, from the face. It falls on the face.
The eyeshadow.
If I always try to do my my concealer after. So if I have fallout, I'll make sure that I like wipe anything off with the concealer before I apply my concealer. I'll use my eyeshadow first. I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of lip gloss. I want to make sure that I match like the gloss So it'll slowly start blending it in. And can I get force again? Or
Maybe they didn't go.
yes, blonde hair. Huh?
Body shine also.
Yes, but you do that.
Body shine.
Okay, so Patrick, we have come to the end of the last class. We have the last words.
Okay.
Yes?
Guys,